News begins with breaking news.
A full-scale rescue in Old Town tonight to save a woman who fell 30 feet between two walls at her apartment complex. Good evening, I'm Kimberly Hunt.
And I'm Steve Atkinson. Our photojournalist Paul Anderegg is there live in the 10 News Breaking News Tracker. So Paul, the woman was just trying to leap to a balcony because she locked herself out of her home, we understand.
Yeah, you can see the fire department is still here, and this is what we believe to be her residence here. The fire battalion chief on scene told us that she was trying to get in after being locked out. We can only assume because of where she fell that she was trying to climb up onto that balcony. And you can see down here, this is the vault where she fell down into. It's kind of similar to this one that you see here. Let's show you some video of that rescue as they work to get down to that woman who went 30 feet down into that void, which has some air conditioning ducts and other things. They had to go down with a ladder. They had a line of about 12 firefighters with a rope system and pulleys they set up. They put a basket down into the area where she was. They strapped her to that board, and then after about probably an hour, this all started a little before 10 p.m., they were able to bring her up and pull her up that rope. Now we can show you that video of them pulling her out. She looked like she was in a lot of pain as they brought her out. They loaded her up into an ambulance. She's on her way to the hospital. Does not appear to be any life-threatening injuries. And we're going to obviously stay on scene here, try to get you some more information. We're bringing more on 10 News this morning.
Thank you, Paul.
I just cannot believe that this could have happened. It's just wrong.
The deadly jet ski crash in Carlsbad last weekend brings back painful memories for another North County couple. 10 News reporter Matt Boone spoke to them about a crash 3 years ago in the very same lagoon on a jet ski from the same rental company.
Yeah, well, first, let me just say that we have reached out to California Water Sports. They're the company that rents the jet skis out here at the Agua Hedionda Lagoon in Carlsbad, and they've refused to give us any information. So if they have changed their safety policies over the past few years, we really don't know. But that couple that we spoke to said when they heard about the fatal crash on Sunday, it was frustratingly familiar to them, reminding them of the day that changed their lives forever.
We wanted to do something different, adventurous for our anniversary. So
after celebrating 11 years of marriage over lunch, Stephen and Amy Cochran headed to California Water Sports to rent a jet ski.
We said, hey, is this safe? You know, we've never done this before. And they're like, yeah, you'll be fine. You'll have
but
a
before
good
they'd
time.
even completed one lap,
I saw him, I'm like, watch out! And that was the last thing I remember. We were hit from the side, T-boned.
Stephen was found floating face down in the water.
I couldn't speak. I ended up with 3 broken ribs and a fractured sternum.
Amy had taken this short video before they got in. They remembered thinking it was too crowded to go on the water.
I wish, in retrospect, we just listened to our inner voice and left.
So when they heard about the crash in the same location this Sunday, this time killing a 39-year-old woman, it was a painful deja vu moment.
Way too young to die from something that could have been prevented.
After their crash, they said they were never contacted by the owner of the rental company.
We would have been happy with we're so sorry you got hurt. Just like simple kindness that they could have shown us.
We didn't even get reimbursed for
Yeah, we didn't even get reimbursed for our lap.
They just now hope that woman's death won't be in vain and that changes will be made to make it safer. And we've also reached out to Carlsbad Police to get an update on this to see if there was any criminal wrongdoing or if any citations will be issued. They say this crash is still under investigation. Reporting in Carlsbad, Matt Boone, 10 News.
Police are still looking for a sniper who shot and wounded an LA County Sheriff's deputy in an ambush in Lancaster. According to the Sheriff's Department, 21-year-old patrol trainee Angel Reynosa was walking to his car when he was hit by gunfire. His bulletproof vest deflected the bullet to his shoulder, saving his life. The shooter also fired on other deputies at the station, but no one else was hurt. The SWAT team locked down an apartment building where they thought that shooter was coming from. No word yet if any arrests have been made. Deputy Reynosa is reportedly doing fine and in good spirits tonight. The Trump administration has announced plans to hold undocumented families indefinitely when they are detained. It would replace the so-called Flores Settlement Agreement, which bans holding migrant children in custody for more than 20 days. The administration has been complaining that the limit forces it to either release migrant families together or separate them. The acting Homeland Security Secretary says the change will close what they say is a loophole in the system.
And the new public bathrooms proposed for Imperial Beach may never see the light of day after concerns of the homeless. 10 News reporter Travis Rice explains what the city may decide to do with the money instead.
Well, this is about where that restroom would have gone, but if all goes to plan after tonight, there will never be a public restroom here on this section of Seacoast Drive.
Well, guess what? It doesn't work that way.
It's public outcry overcoming the city's proposal, potentially, after a chorus of concerned citizens spoke out against the prospect of public bathrooms at the corner of Seacoast Drive and Beach Avenue in Imperial Beach. 2 council members asked to have the money set aside for bathrooms used elsewhere.
We all heard very clearly that the council is reprioritizing the funds from the port.
Port Commissioner Dan Malcolm says he welcomes the idea of the money being used towards the IB Pier.
And from my standpoint, I'm excited because putting the money into the pier, that iconic structure that's been here for so long, really builds on what we've already done.
The city had previously hosted feedback meetings on the bathrooms that were a part of a larger improvement project with the Port of San Diego.
And it came to a head tonight.
Michael Bixler says it finally feels like the momentum is in favor of those against the bathrooms.
The bottom line, the red shirts here tonight were making the point it's inappropriate to put a public bathroom facility in the middle, totally in the middle of a residential area where it's about 15 feet from someone's kitchen.
Residents appreciate the thought of them, but say the issues that could come up from their construction are too real.
I don't think it would go very well over in Crown Point. I don't think it would go very well on Ocean Avenue in Coronado. I don't think it would go well anywhere.
Residents say their hope for now is for the city to produce some sort of document that puts some finality in the idea that there will not be public restrooms here on Seacoast Drive obstructing views. In Imperial Beach, Travis Rice, 10 News.
And people living in Sherman Heights voiced their concerns tonight over a storage facility in their neighborhood. Representatives from San Diego Police, Mental Health, and the Housing Commission met with residents. They say working together is the best way. Some in the community have raised concerns since the city gave the facility at 20th and Commercial a year extension. That means the storage warehouse will be at its location until at least 2020.
Rounding up the clutter, scooter companies hitting the streets and tidying up the sidewalks. Our 10 News reporter Anthony Pura is live downtown where he tagged along with a scooter company to see what it takes for them to make it here in San Diego. Anthony.
Well, we spent the day with Lime scooter crews, and they have close to 4,500 of these scooters throughout the city. The goal each day is to make sure they get parked in these corrals.
Oh, we can make it. Hustle, hustle.
If there is a method to the madness,
I see a couple up there on the left I'm gonna grab.
then Camilla Talabian and Billy Casey have it down.
Billy, I see a scooter that's knocked out. I'm gonna put it back.
They are with Lime Scooter.
We are the oldest operator in the city.
And from the start, they say tidying up after the riders has been a priority.
It's 90% GPS and 10% scanning and looking.
In downtown, everything has to be in a corral. It's a normal day. People ride the scooters. They leave them around, then we put them back to where they need to be.
They've been educating riders about parking scooters in corrals, as well as other rules in the city.
Ladies, you guys can get tickets for riding on the sidewalk.
Oh, thank you so much. No riding on sidewalk, must be 18, don't ride 2 at a time.
Yeah, I care about keeping people safe and making it look good, and that's dangerous for people. We don't want that.
And that's not all they have to worry about.
Checking for scooters that need to be retrieved.
Retrieved, often for maintenance. Crews will ping scooters that need a checkup.
For some reason, it wants me to pick it up and bring it back to the warehouse. The people at the warehouse, once we get there, we'll figure that out. I just got to get it to them.
A day's work in their ongoing mission.
We want to make sure that the scooters are placed in a safe manner. And second is we want to make sure that anyone who's riding a scooter is doing it in a correct way.
And Lime has dozens of crews rounding up these scooters throughout the city. They patrol the streets from 4 in the morning till 10 at night. We're live downtown. Anthony Pura, 10 News.
Anthony, thank you. And Lime Scooter has a bigger battle on its hands. Lime violated the city's new regulations aimed at keeping people safe back in July. The city gave the company 10 days to fix the problem, But a city spokesperson says Lime was out of compliance again earlier this month. The company claims it already fixed the problem. Mayor Faulkner has called for a hearing with Lime to discuss taking away the company's permit. The hearing will be held on September 11th. Hundreds of young San Diegans who just finished a mentoring program are ready to get to work. Today, 217 mentees celebrated the completion of the city's year-long mentoring program. It gives young people, usually between the ages of 16 and 24, the opportunity to train alongside city employees. They learn work readiness skills that they need to enhance their careers. Alexander Barraza was awarded for being the mentee who served the most hours. He just got a job with Parks and Rec.
They taught me how to make resumes, do interviews, talk to different people, and with using that, was able to land a position as a mentor.
Barraza will be working at the Martin Luther King Jr. Rec Center in Encanto.